And that's one of the first upgrades that we're going to get done, because underneath this seat there's loads of muck, there's loads of grime, and if anything, that is not on my agenda. So we've got to get these seats out and get cracking. So we're getting 2015 Caddy seats to go inside here. Now these should just lift. I want the headrests because mine are better. They should just slide out. And that is the seat removed within probably what, a minute. New seats should just slot back in place, but I think I want to get the Hoover inside there, because if you can see from the previous owners, there's a bit of fluff and a bit of hair, so I've been meaning to get this out to give this a real good clean. So let's get this cleaned out and then we can get the chair back in. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and welcome back to another video on the Caddy build project. Now, for some reason there must have been a mistake, because a lot of subscribers, 46,772 to be precise, of you guys that keep returning to the channel and not subscribed. So do me a massive favour and hit that subscribe button. So all I'm doing is wiping down these frames for now. I know they're filthy. Trying to get into the nooks and crannies of everything and making sure that, I think previously there must have been a dog or something inside here, uses it daily, uses a dog. I don't exactly know the ins and outs of it, not that I really care, but I like to make sure that I'm not sitting in an absolute pigsty, if that makes sense, and I like to feel clean. So I am going to pull these out at some point, give them a real good, you can see the paint and the lacquer on the back of here. You can see the paint, and this is rusty on here. So I need to give these out, give them a good sand, give them a good grind back. But in the interest of time and video content, you do want to see seats. Seats is a boring job, if anything. So they look pretty clean, pretty good. Let's get the new seat back in the hole. So like I said, nice and easy. 4 bolts. So these are ex-Caddy, so they should just fit straight on to the frames. Now we're going to start with backs first, obviously, because we took the back out and the bolt's just down the side here. So just start with the back. We'll get that somewhat we'll get it in provisionally. It's not going to be in like that. And what we can do is do the other side as well. As I said, the rail will need moving forward on the other sides. Let me move that rail across. So we need to go forward that little bit more. Just really need. So swapping these seats over is an absolute breeze. There is 4 bolts that needs to go through the frame directly into the previous frames underneath. Now, if you are going to put 2 round seats or different seats in, you may need the bases, but these are Caddy, and from Caddy to a Caddy, they are absolutely fine. And these are brilliant from a 2015 Caddy, and they look 10 times better and newer than the ones that I had inside previously. And this is just another piece of the puzzle getting done, so we can get this Caddy looking fresh on the inside, so we can start focusing our attention on the external paint. So that's a new chair fitted. I think you can agree it looks 10 times cleaner and nicer than the old chairs. Although the old chairs would brush up pretty decent, these things out of a 2015 Caddy just look absolutely immaculate. Next thing to do, get the other side done, and then we'll have 2 new chairs in. That's another job ticked off the list. Now the seat flew in. It is 4 bolts, guys. It is so straightforward to change Caddy seats from Caddy seats. So what we're doing here is I've got to get that other side of that disc and pads done. Now I've done a POV video. It's going to be out if you want that more detailed, that slower video. go and check it out. But for now, what we are doing is taking the 2 pins out of the caliper. Now these are Torx bolts and they can be quite tight, as you can see in the video. They take a little bit of pulling and grunting and grinding to try and get them out. But once we get them out, we can then start to take the caliper off. And there's a little pin in the front you've got to take off as well first. Giving it a little knock with a hammer just to try and gently take it off. At this point, there's 2 methods to push your caliper back. You can use a caliper tool, or you can use a screwdriver if you're going to replace the disc to push the pistons back. Now before you do that, you've got to take the cap off the brake fluid under the bonnet. Piston tool to push the piston back. You've got to take the top off the brake fluid first, and when you push the piston back, or you push against the disc, it'll push the piston back. But I've got a tool, so for me, I'm just going to use the tool. Little bit of jiggery pokery. And then all I'm going to do is take that pad. Not too bad actually, but it's knackered. Comes out of there. And all I'm going to do for now, until I'm ready for this, is just simply lift this. And then once we've got that new disc installed, then what we're going to do is take the cap off the brake fluid, and then we're going to push the piston back, clean the caliper carrier bracket up, and then we can put the new brakes back on. Now, as I mentioned before, there's 2 ways of doing this. You can either do it via a caliper carrier tool, or you can push it back once it's on the actual frame. If you are getting rid of the disc, obviously you don't want to damage a brand new disc, so you don't want to push it back with a screwdriver. So I've got a caliper tool. All I've done is put the old pad in, and I'm just pushing the piston back, and I've took the cap off the brake fluid, so I know there's going to be no problems with that, and that is ready to go back on. But the caliper carriers do get really dirty and grimy, so you've got to get a good clean inside there. You want them to be absolutely pristine, almost back to bare metal. That's ideally how close you want to get them down. Now once we've done all that, it's just a case of simply putting the brake pads back in, putting the caliper back on, and job is a good one. To finish this, I did go on to also changing the drop link, and I changed the tie rod end as well, because I changed the other side and I thought I might as well match on both sides and make sure that they are both brand new, both up to date. So we've got discs, pads, tie rods and drop links. We've got the majority of things, but we're in need of something a little bit newer underneath this vehicle, something that'll give us a little bit more stance. And that's where in the next video we've got a sponsor who wants to help us get some nice changes done to this van. And do you know what? It's a big sponsor, and I'm really happy with the kit we're going to be using. So the next video that will be out is we'll be showing you who the sponsor is, what we've got to put on, and we'll be getting them fitted to the van. And after that, I'm pretty sure we are tidying everything up, and then we've got to sort this paint out. As easy as that. And guys, that's it. That's all he is to changing discs and pads. I mean, on a VW, but it's very similar on most cars. Obviously you could hit problems, your bolt could not come out, something could snap, your caliper could be seized and you need new caliper, which then means you've got to put a new caliper on and bleed the brakes, etc. There's so many parts to it. Luckily I've always got a spare car I can use just in case it does take a little bit more time. But yeah, you've seen from that, so all I'm going to do is drop it down, get in, press the brake pedal, go for a test drive, nice and slow, nice and steady, and that's it. Jobs are good. So if you enjoyed that, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. And she runs like a dream, boys, like a dream. So just take her for a nice steady little run. Just keep my window open just to make sure, just to check it. Cheers guys, bye for now.